Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
Brothers from Great Millstone, New Orleans branch. Alright. The Young Lions coming at you with another live lesson. Prior to getting started, we'd like to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, you brothers have checked it? Y'all checked it? Before we get started. Hey man, 2026 has started out, with a hell of a bang. We only in day 3, and we got some major, key things that are going off, right, within the earth, man. All right, these are the things in which the prophets are keeping tabs on. We're keeping our eye on them, right? And first and foremost, we're gonna start off with that article with the whole Venezuela, thing going on. All right, just to break the ice. Go ahead, Con. You got it pulled up?
Yeah, I got the one that talks about Trump and what he said about it.
What? Hold that one.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna get this one first. Introducing the actual incident in itself.
I got it.
Go ahead, bro. Yeah,
It's in a WhatsApp at the top.
it's cool.
But this is from Real News, no bullshit. It says the United States has launched a military offensive against Venezuela that has resulted in the capture of the Venezuelan president Nicolas Maduro. The strikes targeted some of Venezuela's most vital assets, with some hitting high-profile military and infrastructure sites. Confirmed targets include Fuerte Tiuna, the main military base in Caracas, La Carlota Air Base, a key aviation hub within the capital, El Volcan, a towering mountain overlooking the city that hosts a concentration of satellite communications infrastructure, La Guaira Port, Venezuela's central maritime getaway, and Higuerote Airport in Miranda State.
So if I could say real quick, like, what is Venezuela known for? Right, it's minerals. Right, it's oil. Okay, and a lot of these nations, okay, Russia, China, right, and other smaller nations, they do what? They do business with Venezuela by concerning what they call non-renewable resources, all right, which we understand that they are renewable, okay, but this devil likes to put it as if they're non-renewable. But nevertheless, all right, this devil just made a power move, okay? He jumped a couple chess pieces with this one. All right, he's taken all of the vital points. All right, he struck Venezuela hard. All right, and ultimately that's going to have a how you say it, domino effect, okay, on the other nations, man. All right, so basically this devil is pulling these other nations in, okay, and he gonna get a reaction that he won't. All right, this devil is about to show his horns, man. They got more on that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says eyewitnesses and local sources have spotted U.S. Chinook helicopters capable of transporting large numbers of troops and equipment flying over Caracas and surrounding areas. In the aftermath of the strikes, Venezuelan government announced a nationwide state of emergency and accused the United States of conducting an illegal, unilateral act of war. Cuba's foreign minister condemned the operation, calling it a violation of Venezuelan sovereignty and urging international action.
So when you take a president, you're not only going on an offensive. Nah, you're declaring war, okay?
That's an act of war.
That's an act of war.
If somebody came here and took Donald Trump and his wife, the U.S. would be wherever the fuck they went and to go get them. They will be there right now, bro. But you got it.
Nah, but that's a big thing. Okay. So what to expect after this? All right, wars, little skirmishes. Okay. We're getting into the times of a great judgment coming upon the face of the planet Earth, man. All right, start me off with that,
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3. The point is in 7, but just to give it what it says 3 and 1. To everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. All right, and jumping down to verse 7. it's like in verse 8, it says, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace.
That's right, man. All right. Hey, the peaceful times are over with. Okay. And ultimately, these devils had their peace around the, the 20s, the 30s. All right, building this country to make it what? That the dream spot of the the world, okay, of the earth. All right, you can come to America and have your American dream. You can have the whole pie and eat it, man. All right, but now the Lord is changing, all right, the paradigm within the earth. Okay, now people are starting to see the ugly side, all right, of this devil. Okay, you could get that for me, that the proverb. Gotcha.
This is Proverbs 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As a river of waters, he turneth it wherever so he will.
So I had the brother bring this out, because you have all of these people, they're making their New Year's resolutions, They're planning on 2026 to be a prosperous and generous, year, better than 2025, But nevertheless, the Lord is showing you by turning the heart of the leader of this place to what? Towards what? War, man. To hate, not to love. Okay. This devil has, great plans for you, Goyim. Okay. But that was it in that. What's your precept, bro?
Just an example again of this damn devil, and how he is operating. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and 3. It says, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap it unto him all people.
Yeah, it said he cannot keep it at home, man. This devil can't stay here on the United States soil. He got to go meddle with other people's business. He got to see what your resources, how you get them, how you transport them, and what you have for him. He like the Debo of the earth, man. Ultimately, that's what he is. He's just the Debo on the earth. What Debo said when he walked up on Craig and
what you got on my 40, homie?
Yeah, what you got on my 40, homie? That's the spirit this devil is coming in. Fuck they doing? That nigga look like a Somalian pirate, man. That nigga like a pirate, brother. But kind. Nevertheless, this devil, read that latter part again now.
It says, and who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
That's right, he cannot be satisfied. You can appease him, with sharing your resources with him, but he wants more. He wants to have control, okay? And that's fitting. That's the devil, man. That's the devil that the Bible speaks of. So like when you sit down and you ask people, what is that devil in the scriptures? Who is that talking about? They can never give you a clear answer. They can't identify a people, or a nation that dwells upon the earth that embodies who this devil is. But we have that answer. You want to say something?
Yeah, if I could add to you, backing you up about he cannot be satisfied, and them just pretty much want to constantly take over. Right. What DJ Donald said, in the conference, whatever. He said that they need to have somebody appointed over, that oil and everything that they have going on over there. We need a better leader, in a sense, which they want to abide to America to take over Venezuela,
But
to
if I can say,
shit.
Who gives him the authority to do that? Right. Who gives this devil the conscious decision to say your leader isn't fit to govern these resources? That's the devil, man. He's greedy, he's unsatiable. He cannot be satisfied, man.
I was about to say, get in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter.
He in it.
Okay.
Right.
You finished it?
Yeah. Oh well.
Then they got more.
17. We need that to back that up.
I got you.
Con, you could bring that out, and I'm gonna get you to get that article too.
Okay.
You want to make a
I
point?
just wanted to say, it in that verse it says the desire is like hell, man. And hell going into what? The grave. Okay,
right.
and the graves are never full, man. No matter how many people perish, there's always gonna be room to bury more, and that's the way. That's the way his desire is, man.
Right.
He's never satisfied. He's never gonna be satisfied. That's why the Lord has to come and take him out of power.
If I could add to you, and that's a prime example. That precept in Habakkuk 2, leads up to explaining to you why these other nations is going to fight back. Why they're eventually going to be fed up with this damn devil. They know how he operates.
Right.
So the way that he operates is unrighteous. All right. He makes up his own rules as he goes, and decides to take and destroy everything if they don't abide to his ways.
Yeah, but it's the same with forget what that scripture at, but it tell you even his own the America's own mother.
Jeremiah 51 and 13. Bible shot. That was in the front of my head.
It's a shame when your own mother turned against you, man. Right, showing you that your ways are obstructed, man. Whoever got it, bring it out.
I'll read it.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 51 and 13. It says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters.
What's those waters represent? All right, according to the book of Revelations. You see? Peoples. All right, go ahead.
Abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness.
No, Salaki, it's 50. It's 50 in 13. Yeah, 50.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Jeremiah 50 and 13.
12.
It says, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
That's talking about what? All right. Hey, after these ICBM nuclear missiles, all right, hit this place, you see, it's gonna be like a wilderness, man, a desert. Go on. Hey, just go down to 15, bro.
Verse 13, because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues.
Yeah, because, ultimately, Babylon, all right, which in the scriptures is America, all right, Babylon the Great, Salakia. Fucking toll-free card. Nah, but nevertheless, all right, Babylon the Great, which is known in the scriptures as America, all right, hey, this place will ultimately be destroyed and be a memorial for how not to run a kingdom. Okay? All of the things that we're talking about, how unsatiable, how unsatisfied this devil is, as a leader, okay? Because the scriptures tell you, what is that, Job 9 and 24, it tell you, hey, the wicked is in rule right now over the whole earth. You see? This is going to be a memorial of how not to rule. Who is in that? Go ahead.
It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about.
Yep.
All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she had sinned against the Lord Yahweh.
All right, well, what are those arrows, man? All right, those are nuclear missiles, man. ICBM nuclear missiles. Intercontinental ballistic missiles, man, that can shoot from one end of the earth to the other. You see? Go ahead.
Shout against her round about. She had given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her as she had done, do unto her.
That's right. So all the wickedness that this devil pushed into the earth, all of the atrocities, the massacres, the bombings, okay? He basically sieged Venezuela, man. All right? You want to say something?
Which goes into that whole thing we spoke about at camp maybe a couple weeks ago with the whole economic hitman.
Right.
How he tried to reason with this guy, right? All right, not, which is, like we was talking about before camp, it's a lot of things that's a little sketchy, but,
that's right.
That's what he going to do. He going to get them up out of there, however it may be,
Yeah, if you don't conform to his one-sided agreements,
right?
He's going to send, like the brother said, economic hitmen. What they call them, jackals.
Yep.
Right? Oh, I'm gonna turn this bit
and
down.
just like they say with the, you want to say something?
No, you can finish.
I was going to say, just like they say, that was you that said they had like a CIA.
That's what I was about to say.
Oh, okay. You got it.
Yeah. It was mentioned that in that picture that brothers been passing around of homie the president of Nike Tech, that they had a CIA agent that was in there the whole time to make everything go smoothly, in a sense. So that's why basically nothing was alarmed or triggered in any type of way, that they smoothly took the president hostage or whatever.
How is that possible, though?
Right.
How is that possible? How can you approach the president? All right, brothers was just talking about this, last week when the brother came down here, how over in Florida, all right, wherever his little resort at, or
Mar-a-Lago.
yeah, there's agents all along the highways, all right, all throughout that area for over 2 miles. How can you get that close to a president, man?
With nothing, no
No alarm.
even with the what you call that, the basically like the airspace,
Con.
what's the thing in the towers that you got to get cleared, to actually fly in certain areas and shit.
I know what you're
It's like
talking
air
about.
traffic control, but it's like the military version of it. You can't, it's certain areas you can't fly in the United States
That's right.
because you need military clearance. So you mean to tell me this not set up over there in Venezuela like this?
In
That you
2026.
in 2026 that they don't have the technology to detect when they have, I think it was I forget the kind of helicopter that they had or whatever that flew in to actually go and get them. Nothing, no alarms, nothing went off. They just flew in, no casualties, no nothing, and then they just got him.
But we ultimately know, it's all a big chess game, man.
Yep.
Like these political figures you see, Donald Trump, whatever this guy, I forgot this guy's name,
Maduro.
All of these different people are just pawns, okay? For what? For the elites, man. Right? Your Gettys, your Rothschilds, Bilderbergs. These guys are nothing more than pawns, puppets, that these guys use, okay, to turn a narrative where they think is supposed to go. But ultimately, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is in control of them, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Come. Get the precept. And I know you got a precept. You got one too? Come, we're going to get the precept and look at the article. Go ahead,
This is Micah 2 and verse 1.
Yes,
verse
brother.
2. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in their power of their hand.
But how is it in their power? I quoted it. Job, the 9th chapter, 24th verse. The Lord gave these devils the power to do such. All right? This guy is not in control by what? By coincidence or just his luck. Right. No, the Lord put him in power. Even this devil, Nero 57, man, 47. He's the perfect devil for this time. He's arrogant, he's proud, bold, you see, and cruel. This is the perfect devil for the perfect time, for the end, man. All right? Go ahead. Wait, slack it. It said that they're going to, what about when on their beds? Go back to that part.
It says,
work evil
devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Right, so they planning evil, okay? They planning evil. They can't sleep unless, they plan evil. All right, and when they wake up, they what? They do it, all right? They bring forth the evil within the earth, all right, the next day. They want to further oppress, not just the world, but really the main target is what? You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right? You Israelites, you 12 tribes, man. Okay?
And he's basically just doing what he's designed to do.
That's right.
Because just as the Lord has, planted within our minds, right, to wake up this morning, to actually go to camp, study, do videos, and different things of that nature, the Lord's doing the same thing with this devil, man. They go to sleep, right? But before they go to sleep, they think about all the evil they're going to do the next day, and they actually go out and practice those same things that they so-called dream about, right?
Go ahead.
That's why they have that title of the wicked.
Right.
You got the wicked,
border of wickedness.
the border of wickedness. You got
the son of perdition.
Yep.
Verse 2, and it says, and they covet fields.
Covet.
Salakia, covet fields, and they take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Yeah, it said they covered fields, man. All right, they want. Go ahead and get that word covered, bro.
Yeah, that's good, bro. It's gonna go right back into that Habakkuk too.
Yeah. Oh, I got you to get it.
Yep.
Right, to explain. Read that one more time, and then we're gonna grab that.
And they covet fields,
Mm-hmm.
and they take them by violence, and houses.
Stop right there. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, that's that word covet in the online etymology. It says to desire or wish for inordinately or without regard for the rights of others.
That's right. They don't regard the rights. They don't regard your life. All right. It's a dog-eat-dog world in this devil's mind. All right. They got more.
Yeah, it says covet, desire, lust after.
Right. You want to say something?
No, yeah, I was just gonna say that's that's against the law, right? Being covetous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Greedy for gain, and he can't stop. Like it's the scripture says, he's never satisfied.
That was it in that?
You want to finish that verse?
Yeah, just finish it up.
And it says, and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
So to go over to another man's land, for whatever your purpose is, okay, which we understand that his purpose, 99.9% of the time is what? In wickedness. He has a wicked purpose, all right? So, we know he's going over there for evil, right? Whether it's for the oil, whether it's to, set up another, military base, whatever the case may be. All right, this devil is covered in land, man. And he don't give a fuck about who's over there. All right? But
It says he even takes his heritage, man. Right? The things that so he's not only just taking the land, but he's taking the customs of the people too.
That's right.
And then he becomes the people.
God. He been doing that since he, came into power, man. Right. All right? That's the Greek, that's the Romans, all right? And now in the revised Roman Empire, he's doing the same thing. His tail has never changed. All right? He's singing the same tune. You people are just blind, all right, and not understanding that this is the same devil, man. Okay?
This is Daniel 4:17.
Speak up a little bit out.
This is Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in kingdom of men, and give it to whomever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men. And I brought that out to back up the brother that said, how did they get the power? The Most High was the one that gave them that power to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You got it out.
Yeah, and it's the basis of men. Hey, this guy is actually, he's living out, right, his title, right? Like I stated, son of perdition, the wicked, all right? The basis of men. This is how a base man acts, okay? He can't get his way through making, actual deals, okay? A deal is what? An agreement, all right? A contract that say, all right, you give me this, I give you this, and we go on with business. He's a bad businessman, all right? As he's making a deal with you, he got his fingers crossed behind his back,
Right.
and he's already plotting to kill you.
That's
Go ahead. Yeah, great order. Go ahead.
It's exactly what you're talking about. These bad businessmen, they're gonna make it seem like they're trying to make a deal, but at the end of the day, they really just want to, steal and destroy you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But this is in abcnews.go.com. Where was it? It said that they gave him. It says, I want to be clear. It's like Rubio says Maduro had multiple opportunities to avoid this. Rubio spoke about the years of prosecution and international action
Real
against
quick.
Maduro.
That's the Secretary of State, Mark Rubio?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Secretary of State said right there. Mark
Okay.
Rubio speaks to the press along the White House deputy. But it says, I want to be clear about one thing. Nicolas Maduro had multiple opportunities to avoid this. he said he was provided multiple very, very generous offers and chose instead to act like a wild man. So that's their excuse of like, okay, we're going to go in and, you know, drop bombs and, you know, operate how we operate.
Who is this devil to say a man is acting like a wild man?
Your meats was juniper.
Yeah, your fucking meats was juniper roots, and you was grunting and picking lights out motherfuckers' heads, man. But they're since they didn't agree with your terms, in your sense, that was generous. Hey, that devil to say a 60 Slakia, a 20-80, 80-day way is generous.
Yeah.
He'll say that's generous.
Yeah.
Really, this devil is moving like, and it's funny because I just was watching The Godfather 1 and 2. All right, he made those guys a deal that they couldn't refuse. He made them an offer they couldn't refuse. And what's the other side of that offer if you don't take it? Death, man. Go ahead. That was it?
No, they got more.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, basically, this is the solution now. It says, we're going to be running it with a group, Trump says. All right. Basically, you know, Trump saying that they're going to put somebody who they believe is more profitable to be in that office to operate everything. All right. It says Trump
was going to be a fucking gutter rat.
Right.
Of course.
That's the equivalent of me saying, hey, I'm gonna send my cousin over to your house and he gonna run your house for you. Since you can't rule your house to my terms.
Since you're acting like a monkey.
Since
monkey.
Since you're a wild man in your own house,
yeah.
I'm gonna send my guy in there to run your house for you. And I'm gonna kidnap you too. So come over here, you know, where
it says Trump was asked by a reporter who was running Venezuela now. He says, well, we're going to be running it with a group and we're going to make sure it's run properly, he responded. When asked about troops on the ground, the president said, we're not afraid of boots on the ground. Trump said he was going to designate some people as a part of the plan, but did not give any specifics. We're going to run the country right, Trump added. All right, there was one more up in here in the country. This was backing up the CIA thing. So supposedly, they had a CIA agent team or group in there since August monitoring the whole situations, and they just acted now in the new year.
But that's what they do, though.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that whole process of the economic hitman, they send CIA agents in there to infiltrate the system, infiltrate the government. That's why I was telling our brothers about that show. It's called Homeland on Netflix. You know, it got its boring points you saw before. It got its, you know, points where you want to just skip through it, because it got like a good bit of talking in it, but it's important because they're showing you word for word, hand for hand, how they infiltrate these different foreign prime ministers and different governments and shit, and they plant these people in there, and when shit actually goes left, these people just rise up to the occasion as, oh, I've been working for the CIA, this what you got to do now. You know what I'm saying? But you got it.
I can back you up again, and that falls under the characteristics of Esau Edom being a cunning hunter.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a heavy quality of hunting, that you're willing to sit somewhere for long periods of time, you know, just to make you kill, just to jump in, you know, do what they do. They are masters at this.
God.
So they don't care what type of place that is in. That if it's a most rugged, dirty place, they're going to sit there. What we just saw for 6 months. Probably even more.
Yeah, more than that.
More than that, you know what I'm saying? Just to jump on this dude. All right, but real quick, it says CIA had team in Venezuela monitoring Maduro since August. It says a source familiar with the operation told ABC News that the CIA had a small team clandestinely on the ground clandestinely on the ground starting in August that was able to provide extraordinary insight into Maduro's pattern of life that made grabbing him seamless.
Man, a pattern of life is not something you can pick up today or tomorrow, a week, a month.
Right.
All right, we're talking about an actual the habits of this guy, right? The everyday life of this guy. So these sleeper cells, you know, which they're really not sleeper cells, but you know, they're planted cells, right, that are, you know, put in place, and they're watching this guy's every move. They know where he eats, sleep, and shit, man. All right.
Yep.
And they were able to, you know, provide crucial intel. Okay, whether this was staged or not, because like brother said, how could you just take the president. You took the president.
You didn't take just a citizen.
You
You,
didn't take
took
no
the
senator.
president.
Right.
You didn't take a governor. You
Nothing.
took the president.
Bro, that's crazy.
How can that happen and nothing, like nobody noticed? No cameras caught that?
Right.
No nothing?
The way that they explain it is that basically they
That's
knew
sick.
how the president moved better than he knew how he moved himself.
Mhm.
And that's what it goes down explaining in this last paragraph. It says CIA Director Ratcliffe, along with Stephen Miller, Rubio, and Hegseth, formed a core team working this issue for months with consistent meetings and phone calls, sometimes even daily, often meeting both with the president and separately.
If I could say this, like, as we're sitting here, we're just ordinary men, right? We work a 9 to 5, things of that nature. We have no interest in politics as far as like our own personal gain. Okay, but how do you think that these other leaders, world leaders, feel about a despicable act like that, man? Right? This is further turning allies away from America. Okay? This is further pushing the enemies of America. This just gave them a boost. You know, so we got to get this bitch. Basically, you know, this is giving them ammo. All right, which in our case, it's a beautiful thing. All right, that this devil is actually showing her horns, okay, showing her teeth. All right, that the other nations may say, "Hey, let's rise up, man." You know, we're gonna go down the line. All right, with some of these precepts, we're gonna end off on that side. Go ahead, That's cool. Take your time, bro. In no rush.
This on the book of Revelations, chapter 18. I'm gonna just start at 2, bro. Yeah, verse 2, it says, and he cried out, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
You want to say something?
Con, because I brought this out because it was a point that you was making earlier. Basically going into how to Salaka, bro.
Yeah, I got it.
Con, I'm gonna read it one more time. This Revelations 18 and 3. I'm gonna start at 3. It says, for all nations are drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornications, and the king of the earth have committed fornications with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through her abundances of her delicacies. And I heard another voice come
Hold
from
on, Doc. You gotta break that down. I got it though. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of her wrath of her fornication. So they, they took part in her ideologies, the different doctrines, okay. All right, democracy, all right, philosophy. I'm thinking of it. I'm trying to think of a better word to say than the F word I'm trying to say. The LGBT community, all right, all of these things are part of that wine, right? You look over at these different nations that have been, they're renowned as strong, right, manly nations, but now, some kind of way, all right, this devil has implanted his own, poison within these different nations, man. Right? His lifestyle. You want to say something?
Basically infected them.
He infected them. With a diss, with a sickness. Better. Go ahead.
If I can add to you, and then furthermore go into how these other nations fornicated with America, so they was down with it.
They with it.
All right, so they wanted to be infected, by all of this. They seen America being that great country and so on and so forth, and they wanted to get down with the peace.
That's why you have people that actually overthrew their own governments too.
Mhm.
Right.
Not in every case. It was these different leaders that was set up that wanted to get down with America, but it was the actual people too that overthrew these governments and say, "Oh, we want to be like them."
It's like they didn't know that there was a grave sickness that came with dealing with America. You know, they got a political STD, basically. When you think about it, that's what it is. It's a political STD. All right, you got these different smaller countries that can't provide for themselves. Con. These different smaller countries. I know Fidel Castro. He was a big he was a hard hitter when it came to going against these devils, man.
Yeah.
For that same thing. Right? He saw, all right, if we deal with them, we're gonna end up like this country, right? Or we're getting the butt of the deal. When as a bigger country, America is supposed to do what? Help them get on their feet and help them prosper. But that's not this devil's MO. He always want more. You want to say something?
Yeah, I want to add to you when backing up that analogy you said with that spiritual or that whatever that political STD that is given out. All of these countries once upon a time was blinded by the beauty.
Right.
All right, so they seen again the beauty in what you said at the end.
The 20s,
Yeah.
the 30s, it was called what? The Roaring 20s. All right, the earth was lit with joy, following after America.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So
Go ahead.
it was overflowing.
Right.
Pretty much. They get everything what they want, but again, that's the mistake for many men. They'll see a bad thing walking down the street and not knowing that she done been around the block, many times. And you about to get infected with such and such, if you deal deeply with this woman, which is America.
Yeah, you had around the 20s and a little bit before that, you had what? The I think it's the industrial age, right? Which is basically, the building blocks of this place, right? Everybody lived deliciously, okay? It was everybody, that's when the American dream was actually being, becoming a thing.
Yeah, it was flourishing. It was a prosperous thing.
That's right. You want to say something?
Yeah.
I'm going to get your precept next.
Remember, even John the Revelator got a little smitten with
Right.
Babylon when he seen it in the vision.
The angel rebuked them for that.
You got it.
Go ahead.
It's 2 Ezra 15, verse 47. And it said, "Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her." Because that's talking about America. "And hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore said the Most High."
Yeah, we see that on a day-to-day basis, right? You could have a virtuous woman, okay, being influenced by these harlots, and then what? You like, damn, you didn't follow these harlots, the one that's hated, right? You didn't made yourself likened unto her. You didn't tarnish your beauty, and that's pretty much going into how our people first and foremost have followed the ways of this devil. Follow the ways of Babylon the Great. That's why I tell you in Revelations, the 11th chapter, what it say? Depart from her.
Get it?
Yeah, somebody get that.
That's 18. Come out of her.
Yeah,
and
come
receive
out
not
of
of
her.
her plagues.
Here's the next verse.
Yeah, verse 4.
I say 11.
Verse 4 it says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues."
Because what is the plagues of this place? All right, it's gonna get broken down by the plagues of old. All right, famine, pestilence, right, death, destruction. But the ultimate plague is what? The ICBM nuclear missiles. All right, that glittering sword. All right, that iron bow. Okay, that shoot from one end of the earth to the other. Okay, that fire that cannot be quenched. That's the ultimate plague that this place will be taken out with. But it says arise. It says come out of her, my people, you Israelites, man. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, from Judah all the way down, all right, from the so-called blacks to the so-called Mexicans, man. All right, come out of her. Because if you don't, you're gonna receive of those plagues. All right, and that's why we doing what we doing now. All right, that we may have a place, all right, on those chariots. Okay, there's more.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, for her sins have reached unto the heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities.
So, and somebody, I'm gonna have to look for it to give you the exact place, because it said that the sins of this place have reached unto the heavens. Man, that's a lot of sinning, bro. That's a lot of iniquity, which is sin stacked on top of sin, right? No regard unto your sin. Okay, the angels have recorded all of this devil's sins, man, from the beginning of time to now. You want to say something?
Yeah, just to back you up, that shows you. That really shows you how spiritually corrupt that America really is, because they no longer hold anything of Yahweh's to a high standard.
They never did.
So here you can do what you want.
Right.
Guess what? The laws of Yahweh is done away with. But you got it out.
Yeah, these people, you know, they're in the Aleister Crowley spirit. All right, do as thou wilt. Okay. For those who don't know who Aleister Crowley is, he's a well-renowned warlock, right? That dabbles within the dark magic, man. Okay. A lot of these things that you see out in the earth, right, out in America, right, were devised by this devil, man. Okay, and that's the spirit that this devil comes in. Do as thou wilt. If you want to go and hump a tree, you could do that. And it seems ridiculous, and I'm saying ridiculous things, but these are things in which, you know, this devil he will protect a man that do that, or a woman that do that. Yeah, you can actually lawfully marry a tree.
They want you to might marry this car.
Yeah, they had a woman that married a fence. What? Yeah, a literal fence. But you know, that's that do as thou will spirit, man. That's more. Yeah, go down to 7, huh?
Yeah, Verse 6, it says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she had filled, fill into her double.
Yeah, and ultimately, that's gonna be the you know, the recompense of the so-called white man, right? The things that he's done to the 12 tribes of Israel, right, to the earth, he will receive those things double. Right? Scriptures tell you he's gonna drink the dregs, right, of the cup of slavery. Okay? Yeah, that bitch bite the face. You know, but you know, he gonna get double. There's still things that we have not bear witness to. Right? The Lord ain't even let us see certain things that this devil has done unto us.
Most of the shit we don't see.
Yeah, we only see a small fraction. We only see one lifetime worth of things. What about the other things in other captivities, right? The Roman Empire, the Greco-Roman Empire, you know? Here, okay? The things in which he thought was done in secret, the Lord gonna make known unto us, man. And it's gonna fuel that righteous hatred, okay? But
Verse 7.
grab verse 7 for the brother.
Verse 7. It says,
Yeah.
how much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her.
Didn't it mention something about a widow?
He got to keep going.
Oh, Sluggy.
I'm going to read it again. Verse 7, it said, how much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she had said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
You know, this devil has builded America off the backs, right, and through the hands of your so-called Negroes, right? of the tribe of Judah, okay, that were brought here on cargo slave ships through the Atlantic slave trade. All right, this devil builded a whole nation for free. All right, he raked in revenue in large amounts. Okay, he used the so-called Latinos to do what? To furnish this place. All right, to buff out the rough edges. Okay, to maintenance this place. And he also destroyed the so-called Native Americans, all right, that dwelled here. And he think that he gonna take all of that, the benefits from that, all right, use that in a how could I say, the world trade, all right, using that, you know, to fund different organizations, wars, right? And you don't think you're gonna pay for that? You've been getting away with free shit. And now it's time to pay. You have to pay, okay? And you know what we started with this guy. You got to remind me his name again. Huh?
Maduro.
All right. You know this guy. This was a major building block unto the destruction of you devils, man. All right. Because now you done stirred up a hornet's nest. Watch this devil. Okay, walking under a bridge is crazy.
If I could add to you too, you know, what it mentioned on that latter end about, you know, being as a widow, you know, America has never seen no type of war here in this land. All right, and that also leads to another point that you were speaking about of how high-minded that they are, and you know how much they are proud at the end of the day, and that leads to that do as thou will spirit. They basically think in their heart and their mind that we can't be touched. We run this shit. We are God, so we can do whatever the fuck we want to do.
If I could say, just to you know, little quick disclaimer, because you'll have some smart ass. We know what you're talking about, but they don't. America has seen war, but it's been inland, okay, amongst its own people. We've never had a foreign entity come over to the shores of America and wage war. You know, but a smart ass would try to confound.
Yeah, the American Indian War,
Right.
the French,
The Civil
British,
War.
the Civil War. Yeah, we haven't been truly invaded and had
And
war
control.
actually on the land from another country.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I just wanted to make that known.
The water.
Fucking asshole, get on there and be a bitch. But you was finished that, huh?
Yeah.
Gone. I know he been holding that,
Go ahead.
and I'm gonna grab that. I know you got one. You got one too, huh? But now, gone.
Well, I actually just got this one. Some you just said. When you said the devil, I think they stuff will last forever. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11. And it reads, "Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling place to all generations. They call their lands after their own names." And the reason why I bring that precept is because they think, these devils really think America is going to stand forever. They think when they do certain missions, certain things behind the scenes, well, man, we going to have this forever and ever and ever. But that's not the case, man. America is prophesied to be destroyed. Their plans are prophesied to be destroyed, man. There's nothing you can do to prolong your dictatorship anymore.
In the book of Job, it tell you there's a point in time. He has a allotted amount of time.
Bounds you cannot pass. Yep.
That's right. He can't pass the bounds in which the Lord set for his rulership. Okay, for each rulership, right, in the book of Daniel, the statue of Nebuchadnezzar, right, there was a time period, right, for each one of these empires.
Yeah.
Right, none of them went over the bound in which the Lord had allotted for them. So that makes no difference for this devil, man. Oh no, that's sick. That's sick. That's sick.
Hey, if I could add to you, you know, part of that statue, and again, harping on the point with the bounds that they couldn't pass,
Right.
it had to be ended for the next thing to come to pass, right? You know, for the story to continue. You know what I'm saying? It's not just going to be that they're going to take over this part of the story and that's the end of the story. Right? The Lord said that the story is going to end with this place being bombed by missiles and Israel is going on to the top.
Yep.
All right. So it had to be to captivity under this nation to what is going to be at the end. You know. You got a good point.
Yeah, nah. Speaking of that shit, we ain't having that in the kingdom, bro. fucking Decepticons walking around looking like a woman with a voice like a fucking Decepticon. Right?
Adam's apple.
Niggas sound like Megatron, huh?
Morning to you.
Go ahead, I get that. Damn, that's crazy.
This is 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 18, and it says, and it said, "Behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh, and to visit them that dwell upon the earth."
And how did the Lord visit the earth? By way of the chariots, right? The angels, which that word angels going into messengers. They're simply messengers, all right? They come here, they survey, all right, the land. They're watching. How do you think they know in Lamentations, all right, when our captivity is fulfilled? They're watching, okay? They're watchers.
The eyes of the
Right?
Lord are
They-
10,000 times better than the sun.
So they paying attention to everything, and not only us, but these devils as well. They're taking note of all of the atrocities that we don't see. All right, they're taking note of the things that are being done in these dark secret rooms, okay, and making it to where it's known unto us concerning salvation. You see? Go ahead, Doc. You want to make a point?
Yeah, the scriptures say they behold the good and the evil.
That's right.
They see everything, man. You got it right.
Verse 19, and will begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled.
Yeah, and it's one of my favorite precepts for that word inquisition, man. All right, when you go into that word, it simply means to inquire, all right, in a legal sense. All right, they're basically bringing forth our case. We're crying out, we're pleading, we're the victims. You see, we're crying according to the book of Ezekiel 9 and 4. You see, yeah, we're crying and sighing for the abominations that are done in the midst thereof, and they're taking note of our cry, and they're also gathering evidence, right, on our behalf. You see, so all of these things that are being done on the face of the planet Earth, right, that are being done in wickedness by this devil, really by any of these heathens, right, is being taken upstairs, man. Going back to that Revelations 18. His sins have what? Reached unto the heavens. How could they reach the heavens? By way of the angels. You want to make a point?
Son, just to back you up, about the sign of crime, it also goes into our law. If a woman don't scream out rape, then she with
You
it.
gotta
So,
say it. You gotta say it.
Slocky, great.
It's all good. It's all good.
She with it. So if we don't scream, hey, Yahweh, Bashim Hawashai, we don't want to be here,
You with it?
we're gonna stay here. We're agreeing with this man's policies and the way he works. But you got it right.
Yeah, and it's just foolish when you see people, talking down about us and what we doing and, things of that nature. Because it's like, damn, why wouldn't you want to know what's going on within the legislation, all right, or how is this tied to black magic or, Satan, satanic rituals, things of that nature. Why wouldn't you want to know, right, that these things are being spoken about in the scriptures, But nevertheless, they want to stay here. Okay?
People, in most of the world is still drunk off that wine.
That's right.
That's why they can't get up off their ass to do anything. They can't be productive because they drunk off the philosophies of this damn devil.
Now, the beauty about that is when you get puked, right? When you drinking, it wear off.
Yeah.
You see? There will be no more wine after this because Yahushua is coming. They're not gonna be drunk off this devil's wine anymore.
Right.
So now, for the lack of that wine, they have to come to reality. And by that time, when they see the reality of the state of the earth, it's gonna be too late. It tell you that in somebody can hold it on deck too. What is that? Yeah, you could get that one, but I'm thinking about the one in 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, man. But even in that analogy, a thief in the night, right? Hey, when a thief come into your crib, you're not gonna see him coming in, but you gonna know he there when he get in there.
Yeah. When you see him, it's gonna be too late.
It's nice, a surprise, no?
I got you.
Kind, but yeah, go ahead, grab that, and I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that Isaiah from you, and I'm gonna get your precept, Salaki.
Just jumping straight to the point. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 7, it says,
For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night.
You see? They're in that party spirit. All right, they drunk off the philosophies and doctrines of Babylon the Great. All right, that do as thou will spirit. Go ahead.
It says, Slack, let me go one more.
Yep.
It says, Thessalonians 5:6. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Right, backing up the point that that wine has already worn off on us. Right,
That's
we
right.
are seeing clearly. Our minds is clear of exactly what's going on around us that this devil is doing.
The Lord sobered us up. He nursed us back, all right, into good health. Okay, in which that sobriety and that wine is talking about doctrine, man. All right, that's not going into actually being sober, which is better if you are sober in these times anyway. Okay, that's on another note. But spiritually, that's talking about being drunken with philosophies, man. Go ahead.
I'm gonna read it through now. It says, "For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation."
Yeah, we're children of the light, man. All right. Being in the day has a positive connotation. All right. It resonates with what? Truth. Okay. Darkness resonate with what? Lies. Okay. Deception, deceit, wickedness. But the scriptures tell you we children of the light, man. All right. We children of truth. Okay. So the Lord has woken us up to this marvelous light, this marvelous truth, and now we are no longer under that stupor. Okay. That was it.
That was it.
Go ahead, grab that up. Whatever you got.
I was really going to bring this out because
It's okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Whatever
we're
you got,
talking
bro.
about Babylon. America's they made these nations drunk, and how they're going to be pissed off, and how they're going to go and shoot missiles at this bitch. So, that's a lot.
It's good, brother. I like
Speak
that.
up too, bro. Speak up.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance, and he will render unto her a recompense. Verse 7.
Real quick, it says, go back to that latter end.
For this is the time of the Lord's judgment, he will render unto her a recompense.
That's right. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
So ultimately, the Lord, it says that Babylon has been a golden cup, in the Lord's hand. All right, meaning that the Lord had this plan from the get-go. All right, you have people that look at the newspaper or the news, whatever, and they think, how can the world come to this? How has it gotten this way? Well, it was all orchestrated from the foundations of the earth, to get to this point. In order to what? Because one of y'all got that second Esdras, right? Right, we're gonna get into that too. All right, but it's all orchestrated to what? To lead us into the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, Yahweh's kingdom, which in turn is our kingdom, man. All right, that everlasting kingdom. Okay, but we had to have the perfect destruction of this place. All right, and simultaneously, we served our sentence, which brothers have alluded to with that Lamentations, the 4th chapter. All right, our captivity being fulfilled. All right, it's accomplished. Go ahead. They got more.
Let's start at 7. Right?
Yeah. So,
verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so be she may be healed. Verse 9.
Yeah, just get the rest of that.
Verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, every one into his own country. For her judgment reaching unto the heaven and is lifted up even to the skies.
Oh, right there. That's a lot to unpack right there, man. All right. It said, first and foremost, it said Babylon has fallen suddenly. All right. Scriptures tell you that this place is going to be destroyed within an hour, man. The time span of an hour. All right. And that's quick as a motherfucker. All right. For a place as, like I say, Babylon the Great. Okay, not being great as in you know, the morale of this place, but great is in stature within the earth, right? America is really the greatest, you know, not in that sense, but you know, one of the biggest countries in the face of the planet Earth, man. All right, if not the biggest, okay, and it's gonna be destroyed like that, man.
Reigning for centuries, but
Right.
being destroyed in an hour. That's a big difference.
Kinda,
That also glorifies the Lord too.
right?
You know, that's how, again, you know, this is the Lord's story, that the Lord is allowing this devil to reach so high in his mind, you know what I'm saying, just for the Lord to come back and just snatch it all down. You know?
Just like with Sherman.
Say it again?
Just
Con,
like with Sherman.
I'm gonna get this piece up and then I'm gonna get that one. Somebody hold the light for me, brother. You know which one I'm talking about, huh? To tell you, even for the same reason, I have raised up Pharaoh. That's 9. Yeah. Bro, oh,
Slide down in like 20, 17.
we'll get that and we'll jump to whatever it is you got.
Yeah.
17.
Go ahead.
Con, this Romans 9 and 17. It says, "For the scripture said unto Pharaoh,
Mm-hmm.
even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth."
And that's what these numbskulls fail to realize. Right? There's a plan. There's an actual plan that the Lord have, right, for the earth. Not only the earth, but the people that dwell upon the earth, man. Okay? Which tell you in 2 Ezra 6 that the earth is for the Israelites. All right? So it's going to return back into its righteous owners, its rightful owners. All right? But there's more?
No, that's it.
Con, go ahead, get what you got up.
Con.
We gonna. That was it in there? But no?
That's all you had?
That should have been that Jeremiah.
Con, go ahead, up.
This back in that Revelations 18. I'm gonna get verse 8 and then I'm gonna jump to 10. It says, "Therefore shall her plagues come in one day,
Mm-hmm.
death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judges her." So that's just backing up that point of what he said. Like that does also glorify the Lord, okay? Because how great Babylon is, and like you said, in 1 hour it'd be destroyed. Okay, but it's gonna say that in verse 10. It says, "Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come."
And who's standing afar off? All right, these other nations, man. Okay, this is gonna be a global event. All right, that everybody gonna see this shit. Right, it's gonna be all over the news. People gonna actually see it from the coasts. All right, from the different ships that's gonna be coming to make trade. All right, coming through the different waterways to do trade with other nations. They're gonna see the nukes actually being shot out the silos, going into low orbit space and coming down right on America, and they're gonna be astonished. You know that it's like on the cartoons where the jaw just drop.
All the way to the
Yeah, all the way
ground.
to the ground. Yeah, that represents, you know, being astonished, man, shocked.
They had a brother that had a dream a while back. He said somehow he didn't know where he was at, but he said that somehow the Lord moved him somewhere to where he wasn't in, you know, America, so to speak, or whatever. And he said he was looking afar off at basically like kind of like just at the destruction, like, you know, in his mind. And every time he said Babylon the Great is finally destroyed, like it's fine and all, but they had other people there that was against what he was speaking about, and it just made him wail and basically it was driving him crazy every time he talked. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. You know, but
Damn, that's heavy, man. Like, cause these people they wanna keep their iPhones, they wanna, you know, stay on Instagram and, you know, continue to eat fucking flaming hot Cheetos and shit. You know, they wanna continue that fake life. You know, and that's gonna make them lament. All of these different CEOs, right, world leaders that actually do good business because they're as crooked as these devils, right? They're doing it's no honor among thieves. Okay, So, you know, they benefit off this place. They're gonna lament. They're gonna wail. Okay, they won't be able to, you know, break in that money. Ultimately, their way of living is over. Okay, because after the destruction of America will be the what? The rising, which I'm about to get you to get that. All right, of Israel, man. Okay, go ahead and grab that. You can make your point, then you can grab it.
I just want to get this right quick
Go
because
ahead.
I kind of skimmed over it. But this verse 9, it says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornications and live deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. But that's just backing up your point of these different people that have committed the atrocities with this place. Man, they gonna lament for her, man.
That's right.
When they see her burning.
One more. Go, jump down to 17, Brother Bishop.
Verse 17, it says, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the companies and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off.
And, you know, just furthermore pushing in the point that the brother just mentioned, that, you know, while everything is going to be being destroyed here in America, obviously there's going to be some places that's, you know, still not going to be totally destroyed. So they're going to have people like the brother brought out with the dream that's going to be watching, you know, this place be destroyed from far off. You know, this is going to be a global funeral. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, but even that's in the scriptures, bro. Because it tell you how, you know, when Yahweh Shai come back, he got to plead with those people. They got to get judged because they're going to have some, after seeing the return of Yahweh Shai, still not willing to submit.
Yeah.
So he going to have to plead and judge them too. Right.
But now this brother had, you know, made a little joke, you know, saying, you know, yeah, we going into the whole Revelation 18 breakdown. But when you think about it, how the fuck, you know, can people come against this thing and say, damn, they don't have the truth? How could you break down Revelation 18 without the things that are going on in a society today? It's impossible, okay? It's impossible, man. You know, and the things that are happening are these different prophecies that are, you know, really coming to pass, actually coming to pass in our time, right? Should further boost your faith, man. Right? Seeing a president get snatched. Man, it's the same as in the ancient world, somebody going in the king castle and taking the king.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Do you understand how close to, you know, the MOTB, World War III we are? That don't give you goosebumps. If it don't, you might need to dig deep. All right, this thing is serious. It's deadly serious, man.
Yeah, I just was about to say. I was just looking at this thing. They got like this little statistic, right?
Yeah.
And they talk about how, you know, every empire had like a max of 250 years.
Yeah.
Right. And 2026 made like the 250 year. Like
It hits the point.
Yeah.
That's what the point. It hit 250 to just, you know.
This year. And they started off the year doing what? Capturing another nation's president, bro. The scriptures say our salvation is nearer than we believe. It's right around the corner.
And not just another nation, as we were talking about too, you know, an ally to other juggernauts in the world.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You fucking with China, you fucking with Russia. Like these big dogs that already don't like America. So that's going to, you know, push them more and more into the war of coming and destroy this war.
Yeah,
That's why.
Go ahead. Huh?
No, I was gonna say that's why I tell you in Ezekiel 38 that Russia gonna be thou God unto him.
That's right.
And it really shows you that the Lord is really gonna be the one to put the hooks in the, you know, in their jaws.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it really tell them like, all right, look, now it's the time where you need to start bombing these motherfuckers.
Right.
Yeah, tell you he gonna make them think that wicked thought,
evil thought. Yeah.
And what if that evil thought to press that fucking red button, man, to flip them, like, you know how y'all can not do it, the elder flip the briefcase open, the two niggas come in with the briefcase that's handcuffed to their hand and shit, the key, and you know, simultaneously turn it, flip the little fucking box that's over the switch. Yeah, bro, that's an evil thought. Because after that beat push, it's over with. Right? Yeah, and everybody just gonna start sending their own shit. Fuck it. You know? That's like when you have a school bully, and then he been bullying all these people. Some of them people gonna get their hits in too. You know, kicking his ass and all kind of shit, man. That's how it's gonna be though.
I believe, part of the I just want to add I believe it was after the Cold War when they had the major split with all the scientists. You know, some going to America, some staying in Russia. You know what I'm saying? And basically being a nuclear arms race. Ever since then, that Russia, Germany, these other places, especially Russia, they developed something called I think it's called a dead hand. So like if the U.S. tried to come in,
dead man's hand.
Yeah, like they,
something like that.
Yeah, they try to come in and take out their leaders and stuff like that. Everything they got would just go off.
It automatically. A dead man switch. That's what it is. Dead man switch.
I got it.
Go ahead.
This the dead hand, known formerly in Russia as the perimeter system, is a Cold War era semi-automatic nuclear weapons control system designed to guarantee the retaliatory nuclear strike, even if Russian leadership and command centers were destroyed in a first strike. So it's similar, just like the U.S. got MADS, mutually assured destruction. They have, such as on the same basis of that.
It's the same shit.
Yeah.
If missiles get let off, they gonna get let off.
That's just what it is. Somebody get on 2nd Ezra 16 and we start at the top. You'll get it, but yeah. I get the read to get it. Anybody has something before we bring it out?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
Just want to top the.
What that was?
Yeah.
If it come back around. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is on the top of the war. This straight to the point. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
What's that woe? Destruction, right? When it goes into a second woe, and bro, the Lord just you got to give glory, honors, and prayers unto him, bro, because what do that mean? Jake in the world don't know what the fuck a woe is.
Yeah, he don't. Jake is just saying, whoa, just whoa.
Yeah,
You know what that means, bro? He's telling the nigga destruction.
Whoa, brother, like what?
Destruction.
Come on.
But
Whoa.
Jake said destruction.
Yeah, brother.
Bro. But I said that to say this. The Lord described the first woe, right? In Revelations, he described the second one, and now he's giving you, what the third one consists of. Okay, get it in Isaiah 6, and I believe that's 7.
No, it's 9.
9 and 6.
Yeah, 9 and 6.
That was also something before the truth that for some reason Jake knew that and always heard that it's nothing more after World War III.
Right. The war to end all wars.
Right. Like even before knowing anything about the scriptures, knowing about Yahweh Shemel Shai, coming to remembrance, all of that.
Right.
Jake always knew it was going to be a World War III, and that was it.
But
that's just crazy how the Lord bring everything together like that.
Go ahead, bring that out.
Yeah, this Isaiah 9 and 5 says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood.
Going into what? Conventional war. Your traditional war. When you see Braveheart, when you look at Gladiator, 300, that's conventional war. Troy, right? That's swords, shields, arrows, javelins, That's conventional war. It says, go ahead.
It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
That's right. Because since this devil has came into power, he has done what? He has created, all sorts of weapons that cause mass destruction, WMDs, When you go into the different games, I don't know if you brothers, know about it or not, but it's going into those early Black Ops games, you had to search for the WMDs, the weapons of mass destruction, because this brother, he mentioned it. There was an arms race, you see, during the Cold War. Go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, because when you mentioned that guy Fidel Castro,
right?
That's what he was known for. He was one of the, basically he was the president at the time of Cuba, and he was the one that actually stood up to the U.S. He was backed by, which is the USSR. back then. You know, the Soviet Union, and I had pulled it up. If you want to speak on it,
Yeah, if I can say real quick, that's what the whole game Black Ops was about.
yeah,
Okay,
yep,
killing Castro, right, and ultimately finding those weapons of mass destruction, which is what those ICBM nuclear missiles, man. All right, that's what this whole thing is about. You want to say something?
Yeah, to back you up. Those weapons of mass destruction that they haven't found in the past 20 years either. That's all I have to say.
But that was it in that.
I got a little something on that.
Go ahead, bring that up.
It says Fidel Castro, let me just get to the point. It says became a major player in the Cold War, forming a close alliance with the Soviet Union and famously confronting the U.S. during the Cuban Missile Crisis. All right, in which, for those who don't know, what the Cuban Missile Crisis was, it was a 13-day confrontation between the governments of the United States and the Soviet Union. All right, in which, you know, basically they was about to push the button. All right, it was intense, you know, and they almost ended things back then. And what's funny is it's around the same time that the truth was springing up, a few years before, but you know, around the same time, you know. For those who don't know what the Cuban Missile Crisis is,
that's fitting though, because the spirit of the destruction of America was within the earth.
Oh, real quick, if I could say, it's the same thing around the same perimeter, the things that Trump did or is doing. John F. Kennedy, who was the president back then, he was doing the same thing that Trump was doing, and that's how they got to that point. It says, bringing the world to a brink of nuclear war after American spy planes discovered Soviet nuclear missile sites being built in Cuba, just 90 miles from Florida. In which that's the whole thing that with the whole Ukraine war, them trying to get Ukraine on with NATO, and if they get on with NATO, they can do whatever they want with Ukraine, building up those nuclear sites and whatnot, and that's in what? In whose backyard?
Russia.
In Russia's backyard, right? And so that's the whole reason that they went to war with Ukraine, right?
If I can say real quick, this devil, he don't want shit that he'll do done to him, right? And that's the traits of a tyrant, okay? That's the traits of a tyrant and an unfair man. Go ahead, Doc.
Yep, it says Kennedy imposed a naval blockade demanding removal. And what did the U.S. did to Cuba? They had enforced a blockade on them.
Right.
Which is why China had to come in and step in to kind of supervise things, right? It says Nikita Khrushchev initially refused but eventually agreed to dismantle the sites in exchange for a U.S. promise not to invade Cuba and a secret deal to remove U.S. missiles from Turkey, resolving the crisis through negotiation and averting the catastrophe. Got it.
If I can say, you know, and ultimately that's why the earth need new rulers.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do other nations that's on the other side of the earth have to come in and step in and oversee something that's going on right in your backyard, man?
Right.
Right? Because you can't deal straight. Right? You're a fucking child. Esau Edom, you're a child, man. You don't get what you want, you throw temper tantrums, okay? And when your temper tantrum don't cause enough what you said, you know, attention, right? Then you start killing people, man. You know?
Yeah, like I say, because with this whole incident, Cuba has always been like a staging ground for a foreign, what you call it, if you're not an ally, what you is?
Damn.
It's a particular word. It was allies and it was this, which was the opposition.
I forget.
You know, but you know,
basically they was neutral.
Yeah, but it's always been a ground for the opposition to kind of come in and stage against America, man. You know, but it's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, man.
That's why Castro sent them fucking tards over here and the prisoners, man. He emptied out the
that wasn't Castro. That was
whatever.
That was Maduro.
Maduro.
The one who they just got.
Oh, Khan.
Yeah.
Fuck, slack. See, he's still.
Yeah. He mentioned that in the article too. I skipped over that. But it talked about Trump. Another reason why Trump justified what he did is to get them back, basically sending gangs and stuff over here to America.
That's why I say it's all chess, man.
Yeah, it's just but this devil playing checkers.
Right.
All right, he playing checkers, but the Lord got these other nations playing chess.
Yeah.
All right, which he gonna come and knock down all their kings. You know, he gonna come checkmate everybody.
This,
Go ahead, Doc.
This Ecclesiastes 10:16, just to back you up about Esau Edom being a child.
Speak of.
God, woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child. And that's backing the brother up, talking about Esau Edom, like a big child when he can't get his way, he throw temper tantrum, want to fight, and you can't even console him. And thy princes eat in the morning.
Hey, read 8, bro.
Oh no, you were just saying about
This is Ecclesiastes 10:8. Whosoever removeth stones shall be hurt therewith.
Salaki, I thought you was in Sirach. Salaki.
Huh.
I thought you said Ecclesiastes. My bad.
Where you at? Where you at?
Ecclesiastes 10.
Yeah, read 8.
Okay, come. He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it.
Yeah.
And whoso breaketh an hedge, a serpent shall bite him.
Yeah, that's it.
You want to go down?
No, I'm just asking.
That's the point.
Yeah, and hey, this devil, he's basically he digging a hole, which that's going into a trap, right? It's like the old Looney Tunes trap when you dig the fucking hole and you cover it up with leaves, right? That's what this devil is doing, man. He's being subtle, right? He's using his his deception, okay? But ultimately he gonna fall into it, man.
Man, I got it.
What is that?
What you just said.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this Psalm 7:15. It says he made a pit and digged it and is falling into the ditch which he made.
Yeah, he fell into his own trap, man. All right, the same ICBM nuclear missiles that the Lord has allowed him to get so advanced in, right? And somebody got that from him. Blow the Smith to blow the blues.
Isaiah 54 and 16.
I was 54. We're gonna go to that Jeremiah in a few. But nevertheless, the same advancements that he has made, okay, on the earth, those same things will be used to eradicate him, man, and to knock down everything that he has built, okay. But you got something?
I had a precept kind of backing up.
Go ahead. You can bring that out, and we'll start getting off into that.
Okay.
This is Proverbs 26, verse 27. Whoso diggeth the pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth the stone, it will return upon him.
You speak on it.
God, yeah. And like this damn devil, he dug a pit for all these other nations to fall into, but the same thing is gonna come back to bite him in the ass at the end of the day.
God. Go on. Really, we'll start with that 54, and then we'll get to 51. That Jeremiah 51. Go ahead,
Okay. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals into fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy.
Kind. Yeah, the Lord has created the waster to destroy. All right, so all of these guys, Robert Oppenheimer, all right, what is it? Abraham Esau, Sergei Kovalev, all right, Korolev, all right, all of these guys that are major players in the arms race, okay? Guys that make record breaking. I'm trying to figure out the best way to say it. Scientific breakthroughs, right? When it comes down to making these weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is Job 20, and I'll just jump straight to the point. 20 and 26. It says, all darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. All right, and that's pretty much going into the missiles being made by nuclear fusion
right
this time.
Right.
Splitting the atoms and so on and so forth. But that's what's going to destroy Esau Edom. All his all his secret places.
If I can say, because ultimately, bro, this is angelic information, right? This is angelic knowledge, right, that they're tapping into. The Lord has allowed them to tap into that. The fusion, nuclear fusion, right, the splitting of an atom, okay, the breakdown of uranium.
I think it's nuclear fission.
It's fusion and fission.
Yeah,
they both go into different styles of bombs. But nevertheless, that's knowledge of what the angels have, man. Right? How to break down plutonium and to make it active, right? What the other one is? Uranium, okay? To make it as a weapon. The Lord has given them the understanding to do these things, man. Ultimately, to be that pit. You see? He's digging a pit for himself, man.
If I can add to you too, just the depths of that fusion and what things usually be, fire is ultimately fueled by oxygen.
Right.
But that's what separates this, nuclear bomb, just by dealing with fusion.
It's fission.
Fission. Is that what it is? It's fission?
Mm-hmm.
It's both. It's both.
You know what I'm saying? But when you talk about that bomb with the oxygen, that's fission. That's nuclear fission.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that was it on that.
Yeah, that was it.
Go ahead and grab that for me.
Top.
Yeah, you can start from the top because they're gonna go into it.
This Jeremiah 51 from the top. It says, "Thus said the Lord, behold, I will rise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that raise up against me a destroying wind."
And what's that destroying wind, man? All right. After that, that bomb actually blows up, okay, and makes contact with the earth, all right, it's gonna send out that wave, man. Okay? It's gonna send out that wave of just energy, raw energy, okay?
Can I bring this up for you? Explaining what it is? This is, backing up what we were speaking about nuclear fusion versus fission. In the overview, it says nuclear fission splits heavy atoms like uranium into smaller ones, releasing energy and radioactive waste used in current power plants, while nuclear fusion combines light atoms like hydrogen into heavier ones, releasing much more energy with less waste, powering stars, but it is harder to control and is still experimental for power.
Right, and which is why that when they say that fire not blown, it says that because it don't require no oxygen. I ain't know if you said that.
No,
it didn't register.
I ain't say it.
But it don't require any oxygen.
Right.
So when the bomb go off, and which is not going to touch the actual surface of the earth, it's going to detonate on a like an eye level, like a building level. It's going to detonate right there, and it don't require no oxygen, which is why you have that big wave that's going like this.
Right.
But then it's going to come back, and then it's going to suck everything back in,
make the cloud.
and then make that mushroom cloud.
Yeah. So going into these different things, it just shows you how technical, right, and how spiritual. Even what they doing, even though it's on the left hand side, it's still spiritual, man. Right? The Lord, He didn't miss when He was writing this thing here we call the Bible, man. All right, all the answers are here. Okay. Who would have thought you would be getting a class in what it's called? No, I was looking, chemistry. A chemistry lesson, But that's how deep the law go, man.
Bro, I mean that's why the brother brought it out in Isaiah 54. He's like, I've created the waste to destroy.
He created the waste.
It's no way the human brain can go into this type of so-called science and actually split atoms and add different chemicals to this to make a bomb that'll just totally erase the entire planet Earth, man. Like totally.
That's not a coincidence.
That's not a coincidence, man. The spirit of the Lord on the left-hand side got to be working with you to do some shit like
That's
that.
why Oppenheimer, what he called himself, destroyer of worlds, man.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say this because when you go into the personal life of these different people, right, that we're speaking about, Robert Oppenheimer, Abraham, Esau, all these different guys, right? When you see the accounts that their family made, right, during their, actual study time and things like that, man, these dudes was pulling off 48 hours, 72 hours, just inside their studies and actually, breaking down things like that. But they were getting, like the brother said, left hand assistance, okay, breakthroughs. You see those scientific breakthroughs, man. But that come from up high, man.
Divine.
But you still in that, huh? Go ahead, huh?
Verse 2, it says, "And will send unto Babylon fanners."
That's right. Hey, actual angels gonna be fanning these flames, man. What happens when you fan a flame? It grows greater and more intense and more hotter. Okay, man, we talking about trillions of degrees, man, and I'm just throwing that out there as a number that we all know as a fucking ridiculously high level. You want to say something?
Yeah, just to back you up. It also tell you that a nuclear bomb, once it explodes, the core of it is hotter than the sun. Just to back
Come
up
on.
on how hot it is.
Come on, man. And we talking about 200 million missiles? You serious?
Get it in Micah.
Khan.
Baba Gashar.
Jake always, bring out the other thing that brothers could relate to, an oven. You know, if you got an oven on 400 degrees,
Malachi.
Yeah. When you say he was mad at the seas?
No. Yeah, you got that? Salaki.
No, you good. But just brothers, can understand, what a 400-degree oven feel like. You know what I'm saying? You put your hand by, you put your face by it or whatever, it's instant like, oh no, this shit's too hot. But we talk about something multiplied by, hundreds and thousands and millions or whatever, It's fun.
Hey, when you put your face by the fucking oven, hey, some of your hairs get seared off, bro. And you ain't even that close. Some of your shit just get fried,
It's unbearable.
When you see that scene, that Sarah Connor scene, that's not far-fetched, all right? For your bones to actually be blown to dust. You got something?
Yo, I got something, brother.
Bring it out.
Con, this says,
I got you next.
man, god damn. Yo,
Bring it out.
it says a nuclear bomb's center reaches extreme temperatures, often 180 million degrees Fahrenheit or more, far hotter than the sun's core. Key temperature points: peak core, tens of hundreds of millions of degrees Celsius. You heard that?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Tens of hundreds of millions of degrees Celsius for a fraction of a second.
That's Celsius.
So it says the fireball surface cools quickly to the thousands of degrees Celsius. Example would be from 9,000 to 11,000 degrees Celsius, and that's when it starts to cool down, brother.
When you go into Celsius and Fahrenheit, Celsius is far greater, right, than Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
I forget the actual percentage.
So
right?
if I can say real quick, every 100 million degrees Celsius is basically almost 200 million degrees Fahrenheit.
Come on, man.
It's 180 million degrees Fahrenheit for every 100 million. So when you're talking about tens to hundreds of millions of degrees Celsius, so you're talking about maybe like a billion degrees Celsius. That's like, man, you can't really do the math on that. I got one more little point. It says,
before you get that, I want to say this. Edom, you don't know how hot the fucking sun is, too.
For real.
You don't know that, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
It says on the ground level, the temperatures can't exceed over 10,000 degrees Celsius, not Celsius, Fahrenheit, directly beneath the blast. So where it detonate at, not in a direct impact, but as it's, that heat wave spreading on the ground level, that's 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Bro, we talking about the ultimate judgment here, all right? This ain't no little kid shit we talking about, bro. This is the ultimate judgment for the final captivity, man. All right? For the most wicked. You got something?
Baba Gashar, after you make your point.
Go ahead.
Khan, this is the book Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 20. I will start at verse 18. It says, Son of man, the house of Israel is to me become dross. All they are brass and tin and iron and lead in the midst of the furnace. They are even dross of silver. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, because ye are all become dross, behold, therefore I will gather you into the midst of Jerusalem, as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace and blow the fire upon it to melt it. So will I gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you.
What dross do, brother? Dross ultimately is the burn off of a waste product, right? when you forging metals, right? Different fine metals, and like the brother said, those are the impurities. Okay, so those that would be classified impurities are the 2/3.
God.
Right, those that have not come into the marvelous light, right, and stayed with it until the end, you will be counted as dross, and therefore you will receive that treatment.
Yep.
Okay, being tossed into the center of the flames, right, of the fire.
I got one more verse.
Go ahead.
It says, "Yea, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof." So, bro, the Lord gonna melt you. We bringing out all these different degrees Fahrenheits of the blast of the fire, the ground level, right? We didn't even get to the fallout yet,
right?
You know, that's why, like brother say, man, we gonna see millions of people get deleted in seconds. Millions, brother.
Billions.
Yes. You got it.
Instantaneously.
Yes.
If I can say real quick, it's funny how the Lord don't never really do all of these things without giving you an example first. So we got the example of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just one country, a small country.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that was Salaki, that was just atom bombs.
Right.
That wasn't even nuclear. You know?
That's heavy, bro. That's heavy, bro. You know? And I want to speak on that too, because you said that, you know, we didn't even get into the fallout. All right. Nuclear fallout is the radiation, okay, being dispersed along the land in which that bomb was blown up, man. Okay, which that radiation, and I'm about to get ready, but you know, pretty much you can't survive that, man. You can't ain't no coming out no bunkers and starting to farm and forage for food and looking for survivors.
Man, that's over.
That's over, man. Right. You know, that like I said in past videos, America is only here to be what? Basically a prison for us, okay? And that's it. And after it's been used, it will be discarded, man. Right? And it's gonna be a perpetual example. You wanna end it on you?
Oh, brother, could grab that Malachi.
Yeah, that's
Hey, somebody got that Zechariah?
Yes.
Y'all go.
I had another one. I had a whole other one.
We could, if brothers don't got nothing else, we could end it on them too.
Go ahead. Get
however you want to do it.
Because I want to get Joel. And I want we got the top.
We could go, brother. We can go.
From one all the way down to Joel, brother. Go ahead.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly, shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Yeah, neither root nor branch, man. All right, hey, ain't no trying to start over and nah, man. When your roots are being dug up or burnt, it's no more of the tree, man. Okay, the Lord gonna, and that was you want to say something?
Yeah, because even the buildings, like you have these skyscrapers, these different buildings, we're going to see these things just totally be eviscerated. We're not going to see them fall real slow. No, it's just going to be whoosh, and it's going to be like they said, stubble. Yeah, and the crater. Oh man. Yeah. Oh man. Jake going on the missiles, brother.
The hundreds and thousands of feet into the earth, miles, not hundreds of miles deep with into the earth, man. When these missiles hit, they're gonna make a big bowl. But go ahead and make your point.
No, I just wanted to say that's the definition of the elements melting with fervent heat.
Yes, that's the element.
That's the element.
Yeah.
That was it in that. Who had the Zechariah?
I had it, but you wanted that Joel?
Just get the Zechariah.
It was just the garden.
Because I want all that, right?
This Zechariah 14:12. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. The flesh shall consume away, while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
So the first stage is what? All of the soft tissues, okay? Your tongue, your eyes, right? Your muscles, okay? Things of that nature. Keep going. Your organs. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Your skin, okay?
Yeah.
All of those things are gonna be blown away first, man. Be completely eviscerated. Alright? Like this. Okay, then comes the bones, right? The bone marrow, things of that nature. They had more than that, huh? You ain't gotta get the thing of that. But anything else? Anything else?
Yeah, I was just showing this picture real fast. Oh, you got it? I'm showing this one. The Sarah Connor treatment.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know? Huh?
You got a gift to football? The gift or the gift love.
Yeah, they got a. I know what you're talking about.
And what you know, she was standing on this fence here, just like that. And in a matter of seconds, you know, it was nothing but to be seen but skull, bones, and then dust, man. Yeah.
And brothers always make it apparent that her spirit was still in the body, bro.
Yeah.
During that skeletal phase, right, that last portion, she still was screaming, bro. The Lord will make you feel that pain. You ain't gonna just get away with, you know, just get blown away. It's all good. No, the Lord will make you feel all of those millions of degrees Celsius. He gonna make you feel that, man.
That by pain.
Yes.
You die without no type of pain.
Yeah, that's mercy, boy.
That's mercy.
That's mercy.
That's mercy, man. Anything else before we get out of here? All right, so Lord willing, you know, this was a edifying camp, okay? And prior to getting out of here, we like to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Baba Baba.
Baba Baba.
Baba Baba.
Baba Baba.
Baba Baba.
Baba Baba.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Shalom.
Shalom.